Here we have the hourly price chart for Palantir Technologies Incorporated, stock ticker PLTR. Here we can see that the stock continues to move higher, despite the fact that large portions of the market are seeing some fairly major sell-offs. This is definitely encouraging activity, given what we're seeing more broadly in the market as a whole, and within the technology sector. As we can see here, the stock, if we kind of drill in here a bit, we can see here that the stock has now posted recent highs just above 2980. And this is a fairly significant level. We've been watching this kind of 2929 level prior high in advance of this $30 mark. And as we can see here, we just kind of continue marching forward with higher lows and higher lows and higher highs, even though what the activity that we're seeing more broadly in the market generally does not support this. So, what I've been saying since last Thursday, so for a week now, is that I do believe that we're going to start to see some winners and losers here in this market. I don't think that the technology sector as a whole, for example, is just going to continue to trade higher, in lockstep with each other. A positive day for tech means a positive day for everything in tech. I don't necessarily believe that those trends are going to continue. I think we're going to start to see some deeper revisions here, and I think we're going to see some more winners and losers that start to develop within this space. So this is one of the questions that I've been asking here. Who exactly, who do you think will be the winners? During the later parts of the summer trading period, who will be the losers? Because, for example, I just posted videos on Nvidia and Meta platforms. And those are two clear examples of stocks that have given up a large amount of market cap in a relatively short period of time. We've seen some fairly significant sell-offs in those stocks. But for example, we have not seen as many sell-offs in names like Palantir. Another example that I've been pointing to is Intel. Intel managed to recover all of its gains and even post new highs, even while many of these other stocks were trading lower. So, currently we are seeing a bit of two-way price action here, where, there was a bit of a rejection from these 2983 highs. In my view, this is probably due to the fact that we're kind of approaching this $30 mark. I don't really like to point to these psychological levels very much. I don't think they mean anything. I think that $30 is just a random number, no different than any other number. But if you're trading the market for any long period of time, that these psychological levels, these big round numbers, tend to take on a greater level of importance for people, and we do start to see profit taking and selling pressure often start to emerge in those areas. So to me, this is mostly what this looks like. We're kind of getting an approach of this $30 mark. We're less than 20 cents away from it, and then prices really kind of reverse lower sharply to the downside. Fortunately, what we can say here is that the selling pressure has not outweighed the buying pressure. And we can even just look at the trading volumes themselves, and we can see that upside buying activity continues to outpace or outstrip the sell orders that are currently active in the market. So, overall, this is encouraging because we're still trading near long-term highs here. Overall, we have not seen many instances in the stock's total price history, where we've traveled into this type of territory. So, overall, this is encouraging. In addition to that, we have to look at the indicator readings themselves, which do offer some additional signals here. So as we can see, we are trading at elevated levels. We've got an upward sloping price channel here, a parallel price channel, and we're trading near long-term highs. But at the same time, look at where the relative strength index is currently trading. That's this purple line down here. We're currently trading. This is just above 56. So, we're at roughly near the midpoint of the histogram. The relative strength index operates on a scale from 0 to 100. Readings below 30 are oversold. Readings above 70 are overbought. So we're currently trading at 56. So that's very close to the 50 level. And that's in spite of the fact that we're trading near all-time highs. I mean, that's a very encouraging, set of factors here. So while we do see some fairly significant losses here, and it is sort of looking like a turnaround is in place before we can breach this $30 level. I'm not really looking at this with a huge amount of concern because the overall trend in share price momentum, as we can see here, if we kind of drill out here, and if we look back at the relative strength index here, we can see that the upward trend momentum remains positive and this has been the case for quite a while. I mean, we're really looking at positive trend momentum here since really, the middle of April. So, this has been fairly consistent. I mean, you can see a little bit of a developing trend here to the downside in share price momentum. But overall, we would have to side with the longer term trend here, and this is clearly pointed in the positive direction. So, if these expectations here are true, and this is just some profit taking into the $30 level, possibly some short term selling, some short selling on a shorter term basis, a price decline in anticipation of this $30 mark is not totally surprising. And then, in addition to that fact, you have to understand that markets are really trading on very shaky footing right now. I do recommend that people look at the Meta Platforms video at the very least, but also probably the Nvidia video, because this will give you a sense of where markets are currently trading as a whole. There's a lot of selling pressure that's working in the market right now, and this is a significant amount of market cap. I mean, we're talking about the Mag 7 stocks here. So, this is a lot of money that's flowing through the market in the negative direction. But this is really not what we're seeing in Palantir currently. We're still seeing, upward trend volume here. So currently to the downside, what I would be looking for, would be a break of 2770. If we do see a break of 2770, we could start to expect to see maybe a short-term top is in place. But we're quite a ways away from there at the moment. I mean, we're trading just below 2910. Um, and prices are currently kind of on a little bit of an upswing higher after this prior failure in anticipation of the $30 level. So overall, I would need to see some fairly significant declines here relatively soon in order to reverse this bias. That is not to say that we're going to just have an easy break through the $30 level. I mean, we could continue to see some selling pressure there. But if we continue to test this level again and again, I do expect this level to ultimately break as long as this price level, support level that I'm noting here to the downside, which would come in at 2770. As long as this level remains intact, I do expect upside pressure to eventually force through this $30 barrier. So here's the current market analysis for Palantir Technologies Incorporated, stock ticker PLTR.